Hey, everyone, welcome back to AKAPAD. That's my channel. It's just my name, another known as Peter A. DeLuca. Over here at AKAPAD, we just do a lot of eclectic things: drawing, pop culture reviews, food reviews, news reviews, kind of like videos like this, where where I just see such a fever on the internet. I gotta interject. I gotta at least try and contribute to the conversation and shed some light on what I view as absolute chaos. And that's what today's video is. There's so much chaos surrounding Star Wars. Now, my previous video, I already expressed that Star Wars is dead and we should seek original ideas and seek original things and incentivize our creators. A lot of people are just obsessed with what's happening on the toy shelves, where like everything seems to be sitting there not being sold and or on clearance. Now, there's wonderful factors that determine what is happening on shelves, on product shelves, period. Some of these factors is lack of inventory, slow ordering, a gestation period to know what the next moves are analytically. Walmart has a database second to the CIA on exactly what the consumers are doing per store. Now, I would assume that within Targets and Walmarts, the ordering is somewhat automatic, but there's adjustments, and they know their sweet spots. Now, toys and all, potentially, I'll just play devil's advocate, could be down. This would take away a lot of the focus, because logistically, to get products on shelves is still a time, manpower investment. Now, some of these retail outlets, and I'm mostly referring to Target and Walmart, these retail outlets may not be committed to the entire process for that, because they know the numbers. So this is why sometimes Walmarts will just have nothing in the toy aisle. There'll be just weeks and weeks and weeks of nothing, or there'll be like large gaps of just empty pegs. Same for Target. So we kind of have to trust some of that. It doesn't feel right when you see it, and the answer seems clear if you're a toy hunter, and that's just something you're constantly seeing. Now, the other indicator is like Rose Tico, and kind of like all the female characters constantly being on clearance. The logic is that, Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rogue One, these films came out this long ago, a year ago, and look, they're on clearance and they're still on toy shelves. Keep in mind, KB Toys and KB Toy Works were a giant venue that was focused on clearance items to lure people in to sell what they had of a somewhat premium priced new products. Now, Star Wars was a part of this during a peak of Star Wars fever. Now, we're talking late 90s going into 2000s, when the Power of the Force series came back. You could get them, like after a while you could get a lot of the product on clearance or drastically marked down just through KB alone. And it did dilute some of the Power of the Force line, but the demand was there for new and for old and for children and collectors. It was actually like a perfect time to be a part of figure collecting, because there was no difference between what the children wanted and what the adult collector wanted. And the Power of the Force series represents that perfectly. I'm not sure if there's another series that does. Along the way, Toys R Us goes out of business. It's all blamed on Star Wars. That's unfair. Specialty retail outlets have been under siege since the dominance of Amazon and the rise of Target and Walmart. And why is that? So when shipping rates go down and shipping becomes so much more affordable, people generally will gravitate towards that for products that they're already familiar with. So no one's really familiar with Star Wars. This is why toy hunting is a thing. This is why there's anticipation for new releases, because you want to go to the store and see it in person. So, you know, like the Targets, the Walmarts, the Amazons, they have enough of everything, and they have enough of a reach and enough of a product flow to Star Wars can just drop. Like Amazon could drop everything Star Wars and they're still going. Same with Walmart, same with Target. Toys R Us had a narrow focus that kind of went into nursery and video games, but the focus of Toys R Us was a dying, failing model. It was a miracle it lasted for as long as it did. Because it was there for so long, it's a miracle. It really is. The people behind Toys R Us that kept it going are miracle workers, period. Everyone was sad when Toys R Us closed, but no one went there when they were open. If everybody went to Toys R Us while they were open, they would still be there. But no, consumer habits change and shift. We have to take this into account. Did Star Wars become a part of that? To some degree, yes. But if there was something new to drive people into Star Wars and into Toys R Us and buy it all out, like regularly, you know, like it's too hot, we can't keep it on the shelves. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about, the pursuit of original ideas. We're not doing it, and Toys R Us is a victim of no new ideas as opposed to Star Wars not selling. We've seen Best Buy and GameStop drastically alter their retail positioning, philosophy, presentation to the consumer. Okay, and they're fighting and surviving, but the clock is also ticking on Best Buy and GameStop. I'm not even sure if GameStop even sells games anymore. It's mostly a pop culture, like someone like puke pop culture product inside of a GameStop, shook it around, and you know, sprinkled a couple video games. But we'll see what happens there. There is something to be said about Star Wars product that sits on the shelf. What is to be said? What's everyone missing? They're missing just the sheer fact that we're at a flat line. The new movies, the new everything regarding Star Wars, new games, new comics, they haven't given us new characters within the franchise to re-explore the new and the old with. Rose Tico is definitely a part of that. Does Rose Tico matter? Do the other female peg warmers, as they're called, matter? Not really. Was it Kylo Ren's to lose? I potentially believe that. I believe Last Jedi deconstructed Kylo Ren too much, and he's less of a character now. But I'll tell you one thing. Exiting Force Awakens, Kylo Ren was #lit. I love that dude. I still like the Kylo Ren design. I don't know why people say they don't like it. The final point to make is that Star Wars has been on clearance since its inception, since the product first hit the shelves. For the entire life cycle of the Star Wars franchise, items have been on clearance since the very beginning. That's just how retail works. Does it stick out sometimes because we view Star Wars as a premium brand, a premium franchise, a true consumer to creator experience? 100%. But the best of the best goes on clearance all the time. It's just the way it works. So look, that's just my takeaway. Alright everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Doritos are coming soon. Subscribe, support, and look, for the sake of all of us, be eclectic.